Yeah. My name is Chinewa, Mr. Zambia. Yeah. We shall not tell you when I'm born, yes, I'm gonna make it. Tell you when I'm baby, I'm gonna make it. Once I take your number, I'm gonna be in your feet, ticket, you shut. I trust I am grinding experience. And I will come to my when you promise me you never give it up. And I will come to my when you promise me you never break it. And I will come to my when you promise me you never leave me for somebody else. I am scared of losing you, it really hurts. Uwakubalila po, haletila takanshe. Uwakukonga pona ho, haletila kimofindele. Letina, situation up on my way. I am scared of losing you, it really hurts. Pushing and I am looking for food. You can't come with the feeling lava. And I shall not look. You can't come with the feeling lava. Depending on the education, you have to share the feeling lava. And on I saw the below, I think to money. But you love me. Okay, just imagine. Uchile wanu wapa. I am King Africa, but to your Tampia. Na Roma ya Fuma, but the Chile wanu ni Satan still. I need a gun of Queen Baba and the Sangula Chibu. Tell you when I'm going, yes, I'm gonna be. Tell you I love baby. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to today's session. So, guys, I'm here to announce a few bits and pieces regarding our revisions that are starting on the 15th of May, right? So, our revisions are on the 15th of May, 2023. So, those are some of the few bits and pieces I want to talk to you about. So please invite your friends, let them know that we are conducting a revision it once again, and we hope that it helps you to clear. But I want to give you a brief background of why our students pass, and of course, I want to give you a few bits and pieces about dealing with failure and things like that. So, revisions are available. They are starting on on the 15th of May. So 15th of May, that's when our divisions are starting. So if you are writing in June, right, by now you know that we are just remaining with about a month roughly for us to go to the exams. A month and maybe a week and some days. So it's not not much time remaining. So please, guys, invite your friend. Let them know we are doing revisions. So starting March 15th, 2023, we have a revision class. All right. So we are doing revisions in financial accounting, law, financial reporting, advanced financial reporting, management accounting, advanced management accounting. For advanced management accounting, I must tell you, we have very few people. So what we have done, we have said we only start a revision for advanced management accounting and advanced financial management when we have uh, 10 people minimum, partly because there are very few people in Zambia that do advanced management accounting and advanced financial management. So it becomes expensive for lecturers to run classes in advanced MA and advanced FM. However, so far in advanced FM, we have 5 who have already enrolled for the revisions. We're only 5 people remaining to make it 10, and then we are good to go. All right. So just to make that one clear. But for the rest, advanced financial reporting, lots of people are available. Advanced audit is a lot of people. Strategic business analysis, who guys, a lot of people. So the only course where we have a minimum is advanced MA and advanced FM, because there are very few people almost every sitting. There are very few people. So guys, tell your friends about it. So we have financial reporting, advanced reporting, audit, advanced audit. Then we have taxation, advanced taxation. We have public sector audits. we have advanced financial management and advanced management accounting, including financial management and strategic business analysis. All these are available for revision. So revisions start on the 15th of May. All right. Revisions are starting on the 15th of May, 2023. So we have exactly 14 days from today for us to start our revision. So if you are joining us for the first time, come and experience greatness. Do not fail. Come, we help you. All right. Last semester we had a country based. We almost every sitting there's always a country based around here. The reason is simple, it's partly because we understand the component as a whole, but also we understand what is required for you to apply, not just in the exam, but in the real world. So if you are struggling with financial reporting, advanced reporting, audit, advanced audit, strategic business analysis, financial management, please, 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 please do not fail. All right. Come, we help you. Is it tax that is bothering you? Come, we help you. Is it advanced financial management? Is it advanced management accounting? Whatever is bothering you, please come through, we help you. All right. We are a team of experienced tutors, people that know the component inside out, that understand the practical aspects of things. So if you want to make it, you don't want to stress, you don't want to fail and then attempt again and then fail, please just come. All right. Come, we help you. We'll be there for you and we'll be happy to assist you with the information that you need to pass the exam, but also to apply in the real world. There's a reason why our students pass in record numbers every sitting. There's a reason. There's a reason why our students are always passing, always as a country based. There's a reason. It's not by accident. So if you are serious about passing your exams, you don't want to be stressing, you don't want to be writing 5 times before you can pass, write 6 times before you can pass, please, we invite you to come through to our classes so that we may be able to help you once and for all. It's not okay to fail an exam that you could have passed easily with a little bit of help and a push. All right. Like I always say, there's a reason why our students pass in record numbers. You've seen the previous results. We have the country best, and even the other semester, almost every sitting we have a country best. Almost every sitting in a row, now we have a country best. There's a reason for that. So do not fail, people. All right. Come through, we help you. You can go and ask your friends, do your due diligence with your friends, ask them about us. They will tell you about the private tutor ASO and how we conduct our lessons. It's important that when you're going for this exam, you deal with people who are experienced, people who know exactly what the examiner looks for, people who know exactly your answer structure, people who know exactly how to pass the exam. So you don't need to be too smart to pass this exam. I don't think so, right? Exams are not for smart people. Exams are not meant for smart students. And this is the thing I keep saying. Let me give you something here, guys, okay? I want to just give you a quick thing here, just for you to just get into this one. I want to get into dealing with failure in a bit, okay? But before that, I want to tell you why our students pass, all right, in record numbers. I want to share that one with you. It's not a secret, all right? Even if I share it, nobody can copy it because the Rusamba is uncopyable. No one can copy it. It's a way of doing things that is just unique. So even if I share it online, I write articles about it, still they can't copy it because they are teachers. Teaching is for teachers. Lecturing is for lecturers. But making people understand complex issues is for the gifted, the passionate. So there's a difference. If you are doing something because you're getting paid and because you love it, there's a difference. Right? So I want to give you a few points on why our students pass. All right. And I want to give you, of course, just a small encouragement on dealing with failure. All right. So 15th of May, we have a few conditions for divisions. We said those who want to enroll for our divisions, they're supposed to meet these conditions. For example, number 1, you must start attending class today or tomorrow or before the 15th, because what we want to get used to our way of doing things. All right. We don't want you to come for revisions, you are blank. We begin to explain simple concepts, we don't want that. So we said those who are going to come for revisions are those who are going to enroll before the revisions start. And we're not joking about it. So far, we have a few slots remaining. So if you want to join us for divisions, you must join now so that you can attend our classes for the next 14 days. These 2 weeks, you attend our classes so that you get used to our way of doing things. We take you through some important topics before we start doing exam questions. That's why you were saying, if you want to pass this exam and you are serious about passing this exam, Now is the time. Now is the time for you to come for revisions and start attending our classes. So you have 14 days before revisions start. Today is 1st of May. 15th May we start. So start attending class today so that you get used to our way of doing things. By 15th, you would have an idea how we use our system, how we do, how we interact. When you get into past exam papers, you know what we are looking for. You know what we are doing. So we want to help you. All right. So only those who are willing to start attending classes before our divisions start are the ones who are going to accept for division. The reason is simple. We do not want to mess up our pass rates. All right. We have excellent pass rates every sitting. So when we invite people, external students, to come and do divisions with us, we expect them to start attending class before the division starts so they can get a feel. They can get to know what we're about. So that when we start doing divisions, they are not people who are completely blank. We don't want blank people. All right. We want to first mentor you a bit and then we give you a revision so that you can also pass. It's not just about the money for us, it's more than the money. It's about value for money. It's about making sure that you pass. We also have a reputation that we want to protect. We want to maintain the same best student pass rate, the same 80%. Do you know our student was one of them even got 80% and was the country best last week? And in SCCA 2 weeks ago was the country best. So it's not just with CA Zambia where we're doing phenomenal things. Even in SCCA, we're having country best. Why? There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Ask your friends who've been here, they are testifying, they are finishing, they're graduating. Why should you stress? You go round and round, you try different people, then you come when you are tired. Come now, we help you once and for all. You pass, you forget about these exams. These exams are easy. You are speaking with somebody who's done them. I am a qualified, fully chartered accountant, and I am a CEO of a corporation. I do financial statements, all right? I am an audit manager of a firm of auditors. So when I tell you about advanced audit and assurance, I'm telling you things that are real, things that I see in practice. This is why our students pass like no man's business. When I give you strategic business analysis explanations, I'm telling you practical issues in the real workplace. I'm not telling you theories from the textbook. No. This is why you saw our student was the best, because we are telling you things that are real. So if you want to save yourself some time, some stress and money, come, we help you. Come, we help you. It doesn't have to be 5 times before you can pass, 2 times, 3 times. No, you can pass the first attempt. We want you to pass on the first attempt. So why should it take you 5 times before you can pass an exam that you could have passed on the first attempt? We had that lady who got 63% in advanced MA. She did it on the first attempt, and she came. She was saying, "No, I've never done this before. I'm scared." We said, "No, we have our way of doing things," and then she passed. She passes with high marks. That's not a joke. The last semester's best student was from here. Even this semester is from here. Why? There's a reason for that. So come 15th, we start. So if you want to enroll for our revisions, you must start now. All right. So that we can take you through these 14 days first. You get used with our way of doing things. We introduce you to some way. Then we start doing divisions. Then you can be able to pass. Right. So the reason why people fail sometimes, there are 4 reasons, in my opinion. Number 1 is because of looking for cheap labor. You go and find some guy who tells you he's going to take you through a division for 500 kwacha, and then you maybe even 100 kwacha. Then you pay because you are stingy. You don't want to get value. You fail. You go and find some guy who pay advanced financial reporting. You pay 1,000 the whole semester. Then you fail. You are surprised. No, you need to find a professional, somebody who knows how to do a real financial statement in the real world. Somebody who knows how to audit in the real world. I'm the audit manager myself in a firm of auditors. I am also a CEO of a company, and I sit on about 2 bodies in 2 different companies as a director. So I know things I tell my students are real issues. That's why they pass. Because I'm practicing things I'm telling them in the real world. So sometimes because we go to people who are not experienced, but they've done accountancy, they have ideas and they pass the exam, then you think they can tutor you. No, they don't work that way. There's a difference between passing an exam and doing things in the real world. There's a big difference. There's a big difference. I'm a certified financial analyst. There's a big difference. When I do analysis for you with ratios, there's a difference. With somebody just passed an exam and lecturing you, there's a difference. So we don't prepare our students for the exams. No, we prepare them for real world. And that is why exam is a bonus. They easily pass. So usually I don't come through to advise, to advertise. You've noticed I don't really come live to advertise and talk to you like this, but I'm coming here because I have this thing in me to want to help as many people as I possibly can to simply stop stressing about passing an exam. All right? We want you to pass. Don't stress. Okay? Reason number two is just indifferent. Sometimes, you're not interested in what you're doing, you are mentally challenged or defeated before the exam comes, you fail the exam. All right? So there are many reasons why people fail. It's not just about studying. You can even study, you run out of time, you fail. So there will somebody takes you through what to do before the exam, during the exam, all right? And of course, in the exam. So there are lots of things we have to take you through: the answer structure, all right? The words to use, the understanding the examiner's verbs, because the examiner's got certain verbs, especially in audit. If you go to advanced audit, the examiner says, evaluate. That's a verb. What is a verb? A verb is a verb is a doing word. What are you supposed to do? All right. So when you are taught to evaluate, what is the examiner looking for? When he says criticize, what is he looking for? When he says analyze, what is he looking for? When he says briefly explain, what is he looking for? So all those simple things also may make you fail the exam because you don't know how to come out. People just explain everything. Evaluate, they explain. Criticize, they explain. Analyze, they explain. State, they explain. So students explain almost everything. So we have to take you through the answer structure. When the examiner says, hey, baby, can you evaluate for us? What is he asking you to do? What does he want you to think? When he says, can you please criticize? What does he want you to think? When he says, can you briefly explain? What is he asking you to do? So you have to get into the mind of the examiner and understand the verbs that the examiner uses. So just studying alone is not enough to pass. I see smart students failing an exam. Now, let me play this one for you guys. So it may get. This has been my position for a very long time. Okay, this has been my position for a very long time. I don't believe passing an exam is because you're so smart. No, I don't think so. Look at that.
I think that question about intelligence, I've addressed it on different platforms, and I want to repeat. I'm not changing my statement, just for information. When I say that passing an exam is not an indication of intelligence, I don't joke. I mean it. It's the truth. Intelligence has got nothing to do with passing an exam. Maybe it does, but not that much. If you pass an exam, there should be no reason to boast or to feel that you are better than anybody else. It is okay for you to feel good because you worked hard, you studied, and you made it. But then make you a genius. Passing an exam simply means that you were fortunate enough to find what you studied in the exam and you made the best out of it and you passed. It is by no means a sign of intelligence. I have seen students who've gone to the exam 3 days before the exam, they do a question and boom, it pops up. They make use of it, they pass. Maybe they even become the highest student. Does that mean they are very intelligent? No. Somebody just got fortunate and they found what they did, even on the last minute, and they made use of it, they passed. Intelligence is different. If exams were prepared with an intelligent spirit in mind, very few people would be passing. Exams are not for intelligent students, they are for average individuals. So that even somebody who is just studied a bit and has understood a bit of the concepts can be able to pass. It is not a measure of intelligence. So there should be no reason for you to feel down when you don't clear. There should be no reason for you to feel big-headed when you pass, because either ways, it is not a measure of intelligence.
That, people, has been my position for a very long time. I don't think exams are meant for intelligent students. If exams were prepared for intelligent students, nobody would be passing because the intelligence is different. It's extremely different. So when you don't pass an exam, it's not an indication of not being intelligent. And this is why I get into the other item where I say dealing with failure. All right. Some of you did not pass, some of you pass. But there's a thin line between failure and success. And I went to Google, I checked the definition of the word failure, and Google defines it as lack of success, not in so many ways. And sometimes that lack of success can have a bearing on us. All right. So dealing with failure, people, is never easy, but it's an important skill to learn. So whether it's a failed project at work, a failed relationship that didn't work out, or maybe simply a personal goal you did not achieve. All right. Failure either ways can be a very emotional and difficult experience. However, it's how you handle the failure that ultimately determines your success in life. If you fail an exam, how does that make you feel? It may make you feel like you're down. Sometimes you doubt your mental faculties. You think, you know what? I'm always failing. Sometimes you are failing the exam because you are dealing with people who don't understand the examiner's requirements. Just because somebody lectures you does not mean they are preparing you for the best. It is easy to explain standards by anybody, but to show the practical aspect of it may be another issue. So sometimes students fail because of the lecture they are dealing with. That's one. Sometimes they fail because they ran out of time in the exam. Sometimes they fail because they're not serious. They are just indifferent, not interested. Right? So there are different reasons. This is why the Sambaway is the all-round component to help you deal with all those aspects. Now, when you are dealing with failure, the first step in dealing with failure, people, is acceptance. So if you failed last semester, the first thing you must do is accept. It's important, people, to acknowledge that failure is a natural part of life, and everyone of us, as in one or the other, experienced it at some point. So denying or hiding your failures will only make it worse, even harder for you to do it better next time. And I've experienced this with students. Some students, when they fail, they find it so hard to believe. They even hide from their friends that they passed. They lie to everybody else that they passed. All right. Now, what happens when they want to study? They study in isolation when they are alone because they've told a lie to somebody else that they passed, but they did not pass. So they find it difficult to be assisted. But when you're honest enough to open up and say, you know what, I did not make it, it will be easier for others to help you. But also your own mind will find it easier to accept and move on. So when you fail, denying or hiding your failure won't make it harder to move on or to learn from your failure. So take responsibility of your role. What role did you play in your failure? Accept what happened and then move on. All right. And then move on. That's the most important thing. Accept what happened and then move on. So you have to have a better perspective of failure because that is also key when dealing with failure. It's easy to feel like a failure when something didn't go as planned. You write advanced reporting, you fail the first time. The second time, you fail. The third time, you fail. Your wife begins to ask you if you are mad. That's it. Your friends are graduating. You become depressed. You think you are down. Sometimes because you are stingy. All right. You are not somebody who wants to sacrifice a few coins for quality education. Sometimes you have to get quality explanations to get quality marks. That lady who goes higher marks in advanced financial reporting, she came to me and she told me, you know what, I've failed this paper 5 times. She was depressed when she came. And I told her, why have you failed 5 times? She tells me, you know what, this paper I don't understand. I've gotten all the points, I've understood all the standards, I've done everything, but I keep failing. I took her through advanced financial reporting. She went to write an exam and she was the country best. Why did she become the country best in a paper she failed 5 times? Sometimes you fail because you're not sacrificing money. There's a reason why I don't charge 2 kwacha, because I know the value I put in. I know the levels of commitment I have for my students. I know the love I have for chartered accountants because this thing changed my life. I believe God used chartered accountants to change my life. So I take it so serious when I'm teaching when I'm explaining to my students. I show them real issues, advanced group accounts. I just nail it down, I break it down, simplify it, and then people are just saying, "Wow, that's how it's supposed to be." So sometimes you are dealing with people who are not really qualified. It may cost you because you are stingy. You don't want to spend real money on your education. So you want cheap labor. Cheap labor is costly. You go in the exam, you fail. You come back, you fail because of cheap labor. Sometimes if you can afford to pay a quiet lecturer, find one and pay them so they can take you through. You just have to pay once. If you pay 1,000 to some guy this year, they take you through the semester, you fail, plus exam fees. Then you pay another 1,000 next term, plus exam fees, you fail. So why are you spending so much money? You could have paid one guy a small amount who is excellent, and then you could have passed. Quality is important for these exams. So don't tukumfakaso, akaso kabi, right? Like we are saying, so have the best perspective. What was your role in this failure? All right. So your role, you could have been the reason why you failed. Maybe you went to cheap labor, and then it costed you in the exam because you chose cheap labor. So understand how important is this failure in the grand scheme of things. Often we people we tend to blow failures out of proportion and forget that they are just a small part of our lives. So remember that failure is often a stepping stone to success if you learn from it. If you recognize the role that you may have played in your failure, it may be better for you to do better next time. If you don't see your role, you just say, I got 48. Wow, that's bad. I got 45. Yeah, just a bit. No. Why should you get 48 and be happy about it? It is still a fail. If you got 49, somebody got 1, you are the same. Both of you have failed. There's no difference. So why should you be comforted because somebody got 1, got 48? Look for quality lecturers. There are lots of people who are offering quality tuitions, offering good prices, but you leave those who are of high quality, you go to Facebook experts who are going to lie to you. They don't even understand financial instruments. Before you know it, an instrument comes in the exam, you fail because of your own what? Stinginess, you're always looking for cheap labor. So look for people who understand the things. For example, I've recorded high pass rates in strategic business analysis almost 3 times in a row. So somebody would ask me, but what do you do different? Why do people get always high marks in strategic business analysis? Why? There's a reason for that. It's because I do these things in the real world. I understand them from the real world perspective. So I don't even have to come with a lot of notes. I just come and tell you a story and explain to you. Go in the exam, you pass. Why? Because I've understood what the examiner looks for in strategic business analysis. When I take you through advanced financial reporting, I do these things in the real world. So I know what is important. I know the mistakes people make in the real world, and I explain them to you. It makes sense. You easily pass. When I come to do audit, I'm the audit manager for a firm of auditors. I know how to audit in the real world. So when I tell you, do this, yes, say this, because it's the thing that we do in the real world. So as a student, you have a responsibility to take your school seriously. There's nothing so complicated about chartered accountancy. I have done the business route, advanced management accounting and advanced MA. That was my route. People told me it's complicated. It's tough. It's tough. Come on, guys, I passed. It's tough. It's tough. People were scared to do it. You have to have a better perspective. All right. So the other thing I want to tell you about is when you fail, for example, learn from your failure. That's another vital skill to have. Analyze what went wrong and what you could do different next time. Sometimes when you fail, sit yourself down. What went wrong? Was it time management? Or was it because I just didn't know the exam? Or was it because the things that came, I never learned them in class? Sometimes you may have done the whole syllabus. The lecture just takes you through. Before you know to end the exam, you have no idea what's happening. But things look familiar, but you can't explain them because of the quality. These exams are not difficult to pass. They are not difficult. If that lady was the best in management accounting who got 80%, she was here. She got 80 in MA. And then somebody got 21. And I was wondering, why would you get 21 in an exam your friend got 80? Why? This shows you it is easy to pass an exam. It's very easy, but why are you not passing? Because not learning from your failure. Analyze what went wrong and what you would do better different. If you try this guy, go and look for a better school or a better private tutor or a better somebody who knows, who has a track record. Before you pay school fees to somebody to take you through, can you do some due diligence? I have students calling me and they tell me, Mr. Sambo, if I pay for audits, can I pass? And they say, you want to do advanced audit and you failed to do the basic things that auditor does to investigate if I have a track record of success in this syllabus. Don't ask me if you can pass because I want your money. I'm going to tell you, yes, you're going to pass. Why don't you ask people who've been here how they enjoyed themselves or how bad I was or how good I was? Why don't you ask others to tell you about me? You want to ask me about me. Do you think I'm going to say something bad about myself? No. Basic common sense makes people to fail to do better even in the exam. Because you're asking me, am I going to pass if I pay for audit? You think I'm going to say no? Really? No. I want the money. All right? So what is your role in your success? Analyze. When someone tells you this lecture is good, don't just believe them. Go and look for their Facebook page if they have one. Look for YouTube channel if they have one. Check through their videos, their lectures. Watch one lecture in full and see how they're explaining things. All right? It's important to do that before you spend money because they're going to pay some guy who did one lecture which he likes. sounded good. You go to class, totally different. So use your failure to do better next time, to make better choices next time. So use your failure as an opportunity to grow and improve. Instead of dwelling on the negative, focus on the lessons learned and how you can apply them in the future situations. I saw somebody on the Zika group, accountants group, saying he was swindled. He sent money to some guy who wasn't picking the course. I mean, you're an accounting student and you're being swindled with the school fees. What is wrong with you? You just wake up one day, you see some guy on Facebook says doing tuitions, you send school fees. What is wrong with you? So if you are failing to do the basic things before the exam, how can you pass the exam? How can you pass the exam? Because if you are being swindled just from the school fees, you've already failed the exam. You failed to do the basic things anybody does before they pay for school fees. Due diligence. Every legitimate business and legitimate lecturer has got a track record of excellence. Something you can look for. They have a list of clients you can talk to, real human beings, and ask them how they did it. You can go to accountants in Zambia. It's a very helpful group. Type any lecturer's name. Who is this man? Somebody give me your experience. People will share their positive and negative experiences. Then you weigh, is the negative more than the positive, or is the positive more than the negative? Then you make a decision. So you must be able to take your school seriously if you want to succeed. It's not just about studying, but also the basic things. Who are you studying with? Who are you learning with? Do they understand the criteria and the marking key? Some lecturers have never seen a marking key in their lives. But they take you through a very important topic like advanced audit, very important syllabus. You've never seen a marking key in your life, and you lecture people in advanced audit. What is wrong with you? People are failing, you are getting paid. All right? It's not okay. So even as people who lecture, we must be serious. Have an idea what the marking key looks like. Read through the examiner's report as a lecturer every sitting so that you see what students were making mistakes, and then you can correct them in the next semester. You talk to your students. But you have lecturers who have no idea what happened. They go back to 2005 when they did advanced audit. They get a question from 2005 and then they come and give it to us as an example. No, things have changed. Now we have AI. We have technology. Can you research more? Update your knowledge as a lecturer as well. So both the student and the lecturer must work together. I always say the job of a lecturer is not to make you pass. The job of a lecturer is to make things easier for you to understand so that when you go into the exam, you can apply them. Passing is up to you, because even if I tell you all the important things, if you don't keep them, you fail. So what do I do? I'm supposed to bring the somewhere to help you keep them. How do you keep them? I'm supposed to teach you how to keep them in the exam. That's how it's supposed to be. All right? So it's important that when you fail, you learn how to do better next time. So instead of dwelling on the negative, focus on the lessons learned. The other final point I want to comment on for those who did not clear, our friends who may not have cleared, is that, when you fail, resilience becomes key. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from failure. All right? It's important to develop resilience so that you can handle failure better in the future. When you fail, it's not the end. You are not down. All right? Smart people fail. And I'm going to tell you something about even being a best student. Some students come 3 days before the exam. The lady who came from, a man who came from Choma on a Friday, he was writing advanced financial reporting on a Monday, and he tells me, he called my admin. He said he wanted to have a session with me for one day. My admin refused. She said, no, he's busy, because I was booked the whole weekend. So this man says, no, please, just how much can I pay? My admin tells him, no, actually, that time I was charging 6,000 kwacha for 7 days. So my admin tells him, no, what? He's been booked already by some people. And if you want to spend a day with him, you're going to pay 5,000 kwacha for one day. The man says, no, I'm willing to pay. So my admin tells me this man he's coming from Choma. He says he wants to pay 5,000 kwacha for one day. And I tell my admin, you know what? We are charging one person 6,000 kwacha for 7 days. Why are we charging one person 5,000? Because he says he wants to spend the whole day with you. I said, no, I think that's not nice. I don't want to exploit anybody. I'm busy and have been booked our students. The man kept on calling up until we accepted him to come. So he came from Livingston, from Choma to Lusaka. He came on a Friday. Saturday was at my place in the morning. We started learning with him on Saturday from morning to somewhere 20 hours. I was with him at my place. So I felt bad. He said, this man has moved all the way from Choma and he has come to Lusaka and he has paid money close to what people are paying me for 7 days. So I told him, come back on Sunday as well. So on Sunday, he came back. I sat with him from morning up to somewhere 16 hours. The next day, I went into the exam room. This man got advanced reporting 64%. I studied with him for 2 days. For the first time in the same time, he was never studying. The man was working for Sud Bizedare or whatever. He was never studying. Then he calls me. One day he calls me and tells me, I've sent for you a goat. He sent for me a goat. I received a goat from Choma to Lusaka. I put a goat on the bus. He tells me, I've sent for a goat. I say, a goat? Who is this? He tells me, I'm the one who came for 2 days division. I passed. I got 64%. And I'm saying, wow, 64%? Are you sure not studying? He says, I never touched that paper the entire semester, but I had paid for exam fees. And he passed. Would you say he was so smart? No. He passed because he found what we went through and made use of them. So passing an exam with preparation is not being smart. And then imagine this guy was the best student. And then Zika sends this man, for example, to the UK, Young World. People are saying he's smart, but is he really smart? Did he even know why he passed? Did he even understand everything properly, excellently? The question is no. But he was prepared for the exam in those 2 days and he passed the exam. But if you put this guy in the real world to go and do the statements in the real world, he's going to struggle. You understand? So passing an exam has got nothing to do with intelligence. It has got nothing to do with intelligence. So whether you are smart or you're not smart, you can still fail an exam. Whether you're average, you can still pass an exam. So when you don't pass, don't think you're dumb. When you don't pass, don't think you're not smart. I know a lot of people start 1 week before the exam, they wake up, they study, they pass. Sometimes they are even the best. They even go to the UK as Young World Summit Zika sends them. It is not an indication of intelligence. A lot of people become country-based. Most of them are average students. What happens if you wrote in June, you got 70, someone else was the best. You come and write in September, you got 65, someone else was the best. But if they do average, you find that you have more marks than everyone else. You are the best student. But why are you the best will not the exam? No, you are not. But why are you the best? Because maybe the average in different exams are more than your friends. In the end, people are saying you're smart. But are you really smart? So basing intelligence on an exam is highly misleading. That's why I say people think because you passed an exam, then you are smart, are not very smart. Smart people understand that even the most intelligent people may fail the exam. So that's why I'm saying, people, this time around, do something different. Spend a few coins, all right? Guys, tell me if this information is helpful, okay? Give me a comment. Just give me a comment what you think, okay? Spend a few coins on passing an exam. Spend a few coins, people. Don't be stingy, all right? I have seen people spending so much money paying lecturers who have no clue what financial reporting is about, who have no clue what audit is about. They've never audited anybody in their lives. They have no clue. SBA, no clue, but you are paying your money and the exam fees, you are failing. Some people even say, I want to attempt for the first. Why should it be first attempt and second attempt? Why not just write and pass? Why are you passing? You have to write the same exam twice before you can pass 3 times. Why? Why don't you just find somebody knowledgeable enough to take you through? We have a gentleman that does taxation here, Mr. Fred. Mr. Fred Muson, there's one who takes our students in taxation. A very smart gentleman. When he wrote his taxation exam, he was the best in the country. So we gave him a job as a tax lecturer. And I have seen how the man explains taxation. You're able to see this man understands what he's doing. His students are doing fun, they're enjoying. So it's important, people, that you spend a few coins on people who are knowledgeable. Here, we don't just employ any lecturer because he's done ACC or Zika. No. Here, we test you before we employ you. We want you to understand that students have invested money in us. It's important to deliver. This is why you see almost now in a row, the best from SBA is coming from here. Why? There's something we are doing. There's something we are doing. Last semester, the best was from here. There's something we are doing. This semester, the best, there's something we are doing. Why don't you come and see what we are doing different from other people? Why our people are getting high marks? Why? We're done 75, 76, 78, 80. Why are people getting so many marks at advisory level? Why? Why can't you come and see what we are doing differently? There's a reason why I don't charge 2 kwacha myself. There's a reason, because I know I'm a committed gentleman. So I simply say, I can't be this committed and charge you 2 kwacha. No. When you pay me your money, I want to give you value for your money. I want to make sure I give you the best examples, the best exam question, the best explanation, the best everything. I can't charge you 1,000 quarter the whole semester unless in rare circumstances where we do a promotion, maybe very rare circumstances we do a promotion, say 1,000, but we've even removed that now. There's no promotion for 1,000, only for divisions 1,000 because there's too much value we are putting in. We can't charge you half the price. So this time, if you go into the exam, make sure you are mentally prepared. That's how we do mentorship sessions here. We have mentorship. We teach people how to study, how to remember things, how to revise. Why do we do those mentorship sessions? It's because we know they are important for you to pass an exam. So here, it's not just about us telling you that, here is the standard, do it. Here is this. No, we also take you through a real process in the real world. Mentorship. How are you studying? How to study? We had the mentorship class last week for advanced reporting. People were telling me this is true. I quickly forget what I studied. How can I be helped? We have a class for that where we help people who are forgetful. You study something, you go in the textbook, you go in the exam paper, you find what you studied, you can't remember it, but you know the page in the book where you saw it. You open the page in the book, you go and check the paragraph, you would find it. Why? Why do you remember the page, the number, the paragraph, and the sentence where you saw something? Why? And fail to remember what you saw? Why? Have you seen? Those are the things we also take our students through. So the Sambo way is a very, very different way. So guys, 15th of May, we start our revisions. Those of you who are ready, like I said, you must enroll now. And our slots are moving very fast. We only want a few people. We don't want a lot because of our students already. And this is the first time in a long time that we've allowed external students to join us for divisions. I don't allow external students myself. I think you know that by now. If you are not my student, I don't bring you on board for divisions. So for the first time, we have brought people for divisions. That was Mr. Piri. Mr. Piri did very well last semester. Thank you so much, Mr. Piri. It's really helpful. And the point you made of the being swindled tuition fees reminds me of the first time I came across your live video. I was really moved to join your class, but I had to wait because I was meeting you for the first time. It took me to apply what you've just said before joining. Thanks a lot, sir. There is some way, the only way to go. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. P. Mr. P is our student here, and he passed the previous exams for March sitting. Thank you very much. So, guys, do due diligence. So, remember 5 times, then you think you're down because you are dealing with people who don't know what they are doing. You don't have to know everything to pass an exam. You don't have to start every topic. No, there's a way you pass an exam. Come, we help you. So we have financial reporting, management accounting, audit and assurance, financial management, strategic business analysis. We have advanced reporting, advanced audit, advanced management accounting, advanced tax, and taxation. But for advanced financial management and advanced management accounting, we said we can only start class when there are a minimum of 10 in each class because there are very few people who do those 2 papers in Zambia. All right. So usually I don't like taking 2 people the whole semester. For advanced MA, for example, advanced FM, there are very few people. Sometimes, like last semester, I sacrificed, I took about 4 people. The entire semester, I spent so much money than they paid me. Right. So we said, instead of us spending so much money, let's just allow a minimum of 10 people for advanced MA and advanced FM for a class to start. All right. I'm the one that does advanced FM and advanced MA. All right. So for a class to start, we do 10 people minimum. Then we can start. But for other classes like advanced reporting, there's a lot of people already. Advanced audit, a lot of people already. SBA is okay. FM is okay. Audit, management accounting, all these are available. Taxation, all these are available for revisions. So 15th of May, we start. Our revisions are only 1,000 kwacha. Only 1,000 kwacha. Okay? Just to allow as many people as possible to be helped and pass stress-free. Okay? So please, guys, feel free to contact us. The number is 0953 979798. I'm sure you can see the pinned comment there. There's a pinned comment there, which tells you how happy we are to announce that we produce the best performing students. We are very happy for that success in a row, not just once, but several times. So, guys, thank you so much for joining this morning. If this was helpful, give me a comment and share with somebody. Let them know we are having revisions starting 15th. So you can engage us and give us a call. We'll be happy to work with you. Have a fantastic day and bye-bye.